Well, hello folks, my name's Ian and welcome to my channel. Again, been very busy. I'll explain that, I think. It's nice, but blue skies, but it's bitterly cold. Last weekend, it was cracking the flags, a beautiful weekend, and I spent a lot of time in the garden. And I'll show you this. But we've just come back from shopping. Easter's nearly here, 2 weeks, and we've got some hot cross buns for sale. But my wife won't let me have one. Here, have a look at this. Kathy, can I have one of these hot cross buns? No. She says no. And it's not really these hot cross. It's not these hot cross buns she says I can't have. It's this one. Good God, look at the size of that. So she says no, too greedy that. So anyway, back to the garden. So I explained I was making some wood burners, but then it was cracking the flags, so I decided to give the wife her garden back. And if I can find a clip of what it was like, but I had a bit of a dirty old bamboo curtain that came across there and hid all my junk that was behind it. Well, so I found this clip of the bamboo fence. As you can see, it's looking a bit tatty, and the state of the block paving on the floor. So I decided, no, it's time. So I pulled out all of that lot, and I put most of it in there. So I was telling my mate, and he said, why have you done that? I said, well, if it's in there and it's in my way, I'll have to do something about it. Out there behind the bamboo curtain, out of sight, out of mind, I can just keep bringing more and more stuff home, never get sorted. So we'll be there in a minute. So with that lot out the way, I got some wood, and I've overboarded my shed, which was a very dark brown colour, and my wife wanted it this like sea green colour. So I've overboarded the shed. You can see I've got a little bit out of kinker there, but never mind. I managed to uncover all the block paving, which I couldn't tell with her. It was absolutely just covered in rubbish. So I've jet washed all that. I had some timber left over, so I've built this false fence because we still have some stuff over there, some more gas bottles for my wood burners. Right, speaking of wood burners, I sold the ones I had last week, and I advertised that one. The person who wants that one wants another one, exactly the same. So I've been busy making another one. Well, that's done. So as I said, I can't get in here. It wasn't light on, no matter. I've got that much space, which is a little bit more space than Everyday Solars has. Right, and speaking of Everyday Solars, well, I was she had a premiere the other night. I came in at a point where she was teasing Raphael Scrapper about his walkway, and there's some kind of walkway challenge came out. I said, well, I was in for that. And the problem there is, at the moment, I don't even have a walkway. Yes, so this pathway challenge, not quite sure what it is. Is it who's got the most interesting pathway? Well, that's got to be a Raphael scrapper. I mean, it's long and winding downstairs and it goes past loads and loads of really interesting stuff. Is it the cleanest pathway? That's not me either. Is it the most dangerous pathway? Well, that'd be me. I'll win on that one. Everyday Solace, well, he hasn't even got a pathway, so that's interesting. Anyway, I'm going to make one. I'm going to win this challenge. Let's show you some of the other stuff. Well, hours later, still the same day, you can see I've finished both those burners now. They're being collected tonight. I'm officially in this pathway challenge. Now, I know it could be said, it doesn't count if you bring everything outside. Well, I haven't brought a lot outside, just a little bit. Just had some inventive reorganising in here. And indeed, I'd say we've got a pathway, which is leading me up to show you the things that I got this week. First thing is, I'm going to show this Hoover. This Hoover's had it. It's a vacuum cleaner, should I say. I've been cutting some wood up, so I've got some sawdust on the floor. It's going to be a bit noisy, hang on. Well, to pardon the pun, but it sucks. But it don't suck very well. I've taken the tube off, I've taken the filters out. I don't know. Without taking it all to bits. I don't know. I don't care. I've 3 or 4, 5 other vacuum cleaners. So that one is going to join this one. So this week, what did I pick up? Well, as you can tell, I picked a vacuum cleaner up, picked a fridge up, microwave, and as everyone does, we stack everything in the microwave. Bag of foil, which I'll be using my podger shortly and podging it into little square blocks. I'm on with another wood burner. I picked up this cutlery and this sack, we'll get to that in a minute. Electric scooter. This week, the element in my oven blew. You can see that. So that was a job having to fix that. I've just cut a bit of wood up and then I'm going to have to repair this because it seems to have frayed around there. So that's a repair. I made this coffee table into a planter a year or so ago. I need to tidy that up. Picked up a big leaf spring, big chunky leaf spring. Oops. I think it's, spring hardened spring steel. Then you can make knives and things out of it, but it's difficult to store like that, so I'm going to get the grinder, cut that off, cut it in the middle. So it's a hook at the other end. It's a nuke at the other end, a hook. So that's my jobs for just now. Oh, we did pick something else up, pick 2 more things up, we picked 3 things up. That's going to go. We picked another egg up. About a year ago, I picked up another egg, which I still haven't stripped. We picked this one up, which actually works. Make a liar out of me. So we've got this egg all lights up. Got to decide what to do with, which at the same time Easter's coming, so I'll probably do, you know, a tale of two eggs coming Easter. Right, I've picked up this, just that there. Again, squeeze through there. Gardening tool, like a blade at one end. There we go. Like a big blade at one end, which is fine for doing block paving, getting the weeds out, but it's all very waggly. You can see that it's just cheap tubular steel bolted together, ram jammed in at that end. So I'll probably cut that end off and make myself a tool. What else did we get? Is my up for CC scraps. We picked up an Hummer. A rather nice Hummer. It's got this like rounded shaft. Okay, there's no name on it. Well used. What made me laugh is the heads come loose and someone has banged a drill bit through it to secure the head on. Now, as you know, I like hammers, Hummers, and I've got a selection up there. I'm going to repair that just because I can. Right, I want to get talking about these, but I'll put you on the tripod for that. Certainly has, dear, certainly has. Well, I'm in the garage and I can hear this tinkling, thinking, oh, it's raining, and I've left some stuff out. Not raining. It's April the 1st. We've got hailstones. I mean, why? So, I better pull my finger out then and get some of this back in. Well, after that little hailstorm storm, let's get back. It's squeeze in, get in here. I cut that down, I sorted out the transformer, I squashed the aluminium, and I want to talk about these two things. Aye. So sadly, a short while ago, my long-time friend's father died. Ripe old age of 87. Fred, God rest his soul, right character. He used to call us all puddleheads. He used to go round his house. He enjoyed a tot of whiskey. He used to go round his house and have a whiskey with him. And even though he invited me round, usually, you know, Christmas, stuff like that, he'd come in and say, what's that I want? So anyway, sadly he's passed on. And he lived in a rented accommodation, and they got 5 weeks to clear the property. So my friend asked me the other day, because I've got an estate care, could I take some things to the tip? They'd sorted out a lot of things, what there was going between sons, etc. Grandchildren. And I said, yeah, I'll come round, help. And I come round, there's a skip there, and so a couple of things, and we was in the kitchen and I was clearing out the drawers. I said, if you're going to bin them, I'll have the cutlery. You know, I watched this guy called Brutus Metal Arts. I said, he makes things out of cutlery, and I said, I wouldn't mind having a go. To which point, one of the granddaughters said, yeah, take them, but would you do me a favour? Would you make me something out of my granddad's cutlery? So I've got a give that some thought. So it's just, you know, nothing fantastic, just basically teaspoons, spoons, knives and forks. So I'll give that some thought, and I will do that just in memory of Fred. So I cleared a few things. My mate knows I do scrap, and he said, oh, by the way, just as I'm about to leave, he says, I've got a bag of copper here for you. He's got a bit of a wry smile on his face. Now, I'd called after work, it was getting a bit late. The tip closed at a certain time, and I only had enough time to get there. I said, fine, you know, I'm not going to turn down any copper. And he said, well, here. And he gave me this sack. I said, "Here's some copper for you." Again, he had a bit of a wry smile. Now I've looked in there. I've obviously looked in there since, and I'm going to share with you why he had such a wry smile on his face. Right, so I'm going to take this piece of heavy aluminium, and I'm just going to put that there. And a couple of clamps just to stop it moving, because what's in there I just don't want rolling off the edge. Yeah. Copper, he said. Aye, copper. Old English pennies. Hey Gary, well, you know, so Old English pennies, pre-decimal 1969 or before, with a very high copper content. That's why Gary, my friend, said to me, I've got some copper for you. Because we used to call them pennies, we used to call them coppers. 12 pennies. 12 pennies made a shilling. 20 shillings made a pound. 21 shillings made a guinea. So 240 pennies to an Old English pound. And yes, I am old enough to remember using these, although I was only 10 at the time. I've had a little look. They all seem to be George, Edward, or Lizzie, young Lizzie, Queen Elizabeth. Nothing seems to be older than about 19. That one's 1907 and quite worn. So yeah, thank you. I'll probably make a tabletop, cover it with resin. Well, we've got another bag here. What's in here? Oh, there's something else in here. Why is that in there? It's Kenny! South Park. We'll pin Kenny to the wall, I think. Kenny, aka Fred, can watch over me when I'm doing stupid things with angle grinders and hammers. We've also got halfpennies, half a penny, halfpenny. The 2 halfpennies to a penny. So that means you got 480. Oh, some other coins in there. So you got 480 of these to a pound. There's some threepenny bits. Threepenny bits. Little hexagonal shaped coins. Called threepenny bits because one of them, it was 3 pennies. Lizzie, Edward. Don't think there's any sixpences in. Right. Oh, we've got an old... we have got a Queen Victoria. So, Queen Victoria halfpenny from the year 1900. Turn of the century. I don't think... Can't see any. I can't see any farthings. Farthing? It was quarter of a penny, or a half penny. Oh God, it was a work of art. Our coinage pre-decimal. And of course, you had a farthing. I'm too young. I'm too old for farthings. Okay, so there's farthings, there was half pennies, halfpennies, there were pennies, coppers, and then you had 3 pennies, so that was a threepence, and then you had 6 pennies, so that was a sixpence. Then you had a shilling, because there was 2 sixpences to a shilling. Makes sense, doesn't it? You know, 6 pence, you know, a shilling, or it was 12 pence. So from a shilling you went to a shilling with 12p, but you also had florins, which was also a shilling. No, hang on. No, got that wrong. Going back 50 odd years here. Farthing, halfpenny, penny, threepence, sixpence, or a tanner, we used to call them tanners. A shilling, 2 shillings, which was 10p that these days. 10p, it was 2 shillings, or florins, and then there was 2 shillings and sixpence, which was half a crown, and then you'd have a full crown, which would be 2 half crowns, obviously, you know. Then, so you'd have a full crown, which you didn't see crowns very much, but you saw plenty of half crowns. Then you go on to 10 bob note, 10 shilling note, and a pound note. And I believe a guinea, which was 21 shillings, was a coin. Never saw guineas in my life, I don't know. £5 notes. White £5 notes even. Anyway, we digress. Let me put this coinage away, and then I'm going to talk about a tale of beer. So, we have 2 boxes here. Visit us at, can't show you. Ooh, cans of beer. And a glass. Yeah, it's a shame about those pennies. They're basically worthless. Curios only. Anyway, a tale about ale. A beer tale. And you're going to have to concentrate on this now. You ready? I work with a guy at my age who has a neighbour about his age. That neighbour has a friend, again, about his age. His friend, his neighbours. The guy I know, neighbour's son, has a friend who's got a job as a brewer for a brewery, microbrewery. I think I've got that right. So he's just taken over this job, and I don't know the full ins and outs, but he doesn't like the last batch of beer. and he said to his friend, listen, I'm getting rid of all this beer. I don't like it. It's not what our brewery is about. He said, so several pallets of beer here. Come and fill your boot. Take what you want. So he asked his dad, and his dad asked his mate, and his mate saw me, the guy I work with, and they went up in cars, and they picked up 100 cases of beer, each one with 12 cans in it. I've got 2, so I've got 24 cans. And there was all sorts. This particular sort is 8.5%. There was 6% and there was 4%. They didn't like the 8.5%. The guy I work with knows I like strong ale, so he gave me a couple of packs. I've had to rub out some of the details, but we've got a bunny rabbit. Hello, is it me you're looking for? And we've got some writing here. It says, this world can be a crazy place, but remember, better is always possible. Together we can make the difference. Stand up for what's right. Help each other. Lift up your community. And above all, don't be a dick. Just be kind. Listen, I'm only reading what it says there. See, I'm not making it up. But anyway, for whatever reason, he said he didn't want this beer to go out to be sold. He'd be happy to give it away rather than pour it down the drain. And I should point out, I'll pour it first, then I'll point out what it says on here. Oh, very hoppy. I can smell that now. And the reason I'm saying that is because it's very cloudy. Bit like scrumpy cider. And the reason I'm saying that is because it says on here, it says DIPA, so it's double IPA. Contains gluten, cereals, water, barley, oats, wheat, hops and yeast. Natural, unfiltered, unfined and vegan friendly. Hops, Citra, Eka, Noet and Mosaic. And he says, hops fade fast, so drink fast. Right, so that's that. So that's why it's cloudy, because it's unfined, so you can't see through that. Whoa, not unpleasant at all. I can drink that, but it's very, 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 very hoppy. It's very bitter. I'd even go as far to say it's like a grapefruit, quinine. It's really bitter. Nice. Oh, I could drink that. Well, I won't have to. I've got 2 cases. I've got one more as well. Just one. The glasses off already. And this is it's a very nice can. Look at that. Black can. You know, if it's a black can, it's strong. Again, natural, unfiltered, unfined, chocolate and vanilla imperial stout, alcohol 11.5%. Okay, we'll try that sometime. Oh my God, where are we up to? Right, it's getting on in the day. 5 PM now. Got my walkway, done a lot of jobs, a bit more stuff to do outside in the garden, but people wondered where I've been, what I've been doing. Well, there's a catch up. I'll crack on with my wood burners and whatever scrap, and we'll see what we get up to. So Ian in his shed. Gonna have to show you. I have to show you. Let me take you off here. Bow down. Go that way. Okay, go that way. Ah, look at that walkway. Eat your heart out. Everyone. Ian in his shed. See you soon. Okay, doke. Oh, that doesn't really show up very well, does it? Oh well, we've got the candles lit. This corner where the wood burners was, which have been picked up and gone. I've got like these hanging lights. Anyway, how does it look from way back when here? Focus.